Hello people and welcome aboard to follow the Week 2 recap of Carcassonne Champions League. A league that features 48 magnificent players from all over the world. The final matches of Week 2 were played yesterday, and so now we have some accurate data to showcase the new group standings as well as the match results. Hello people, this is me on Tuesday, and I have just noticed that I did not take screenshots of the group standings on Monday, and because on Monday already some of the matches for week 3 have been played, the actual group standings have now updated, and therefore in the recording you can now hear like quote-unquote wrong results. So, bear with me. Fortunately, there are only 4 or 5 matches in total that were played on Monday, so the group standings are not like totally in shambles. But this is just one of those learning curves that I have to go through, so if I record on Monday, I better at least get the screenshots of the group standings on the same day, so they are actually shown the way I announced them in the video. Let's get back. In Group A, I want to say there are no huge surprises. Both Complex Fund and Lawyer strengthening their positions on the group standings with another win each, and Norbert's taking over Bobondi. All scores 2-0, with Complex Fund having played Crocodile Fundy, Lawyer having played Posage, and Norbert's having had Bobondi as his opponent. In Group B, Scooty takes a close victory against KB. When I was watching this match live, there were certainly moments during which you could say it was anybody's game, but unfortunately for KB, in the decisive game, he did make a tragic mistake and pretty much handed Scooty the win. Alexei continuing his strong tournament start against NW with a 2-0 victory, and Amy Thienta getting on the board with his first win over Fanatical Lime with a score of 2-0. Group C, we have myself getting the better end of the stick against Bluste with a score of 2-1, taking my second win in the league. We have Shoot coming back with vengeance from last week's loss. This week he did manage to get a rather convincing 2-0 victory against Lakos. Also Loishi getting on the board with what I want to say is at least a minor underdog win against Erwin G, who started the tournament very effectively, beating Shoot 2-1. Group D, we have the Battle of the Titans, 71st versus Saharik, with Saharik getting to the board himself as well with his first win. Gilio taking his second consecutive win against Matej, and also Polandson 2 recovering from his loss from the previous week, this week taking a convincing 2-0 victory against Argentina's Big Nacho. Group E, we have Siegfried setting up a nice win streak at the expense of Norway's Hogney. We have Viv making France proud with a win over Belarusian Vasimir, as well as Legida Killer taking a juicy 2-0 win versus Greece BS12. Group F, we have Statmat recovering well from his initial loss on week 1. This week he is taking a 2-1 victory over Gottfried 1 Bouillon. As for the other two matches, We have Someone You Know and Osnofag competing from the first place in the group by both taking their second win over Sunny and Trompovsky respectively. Group G, Muchacello taking his second win against Claudio Jocuera. Mitaucat nicely recovering from his initial loss on the previous week, this week against Charolin, and Karkinolis deciding that he will not allow Muchacello to be the only player with 2 wins thus far, taking a 2-1 victory over Hydro Baby. Finally, in Group H, we can see the revenge of the Asian players, with EQ taking a 2-0 solid victory versus S. Tronkio, and Self-Evident also getting a 2-0 victory over his opponent Killuminati Warrior. Faubar gets himself on the board with the rest of the players, getting a 2-1 victory against Lambe and showing that he has come here to fight. Group standings have not had a huge amount of change compared to last Friday, since there were only a handful of matches unplayed from week 2 at that point. Lawyer and Complex Fund leading the Group A with 2 wins. Crocodile Fundy and Norberts fighting for the 3rd position. Alexei holding the 1st spot in Group B with no games lost versus Scotty, who has 2 losses under his belt. KB holding on to that 3rd qualification spot with the help of this week's 1-game win versus Scotty. Myself holding the top spot as of now in Group C with 2 match wins, Bluestay and Shoot coming as 2nd and 3rd with 1 match win and 1 more game won compared to Loishi and Erwin G. Group D, Giulio is taking a lead with 2 match wins, 71st and Saharik with 1 match win and 1 more game won compared to M2 and Big Nacho. Group E, we have yet another double match win tie for the 1st spot between Siegfried and Viv, both with the same amount of games won and lost. Hogney holding up the 3rd spot, although I think this might be a wrong standing, since Lichita Killer does have 1 less game lost. So I think the 3rd and 4th spot should be the other way around. But at the moment it's not yet too important, since everyone still has 3 more matches to play. So all standings are still going to change over time. Group F, we have Osnofag and Someone You Know with 2 match wins each. Osnofag with 1 less game lost, so he is holding the 1st spot. Statmat with the help of his win from week 2, conquering the 3rd spot, although him and Gottfried do have the same amount of games won and lost. Group G, we have Karkinolis and Muchacello with the same amount of match wins, game wins and games lost. So theoretically they are holding the 1st spot as equals, but since the tiebreakers have been decided by chance because they haven't faced each other yet, Muchacello has to deal with the unfortunate 2nd spot. Charling holding the 3rd spot with 1 more game won over Mitaucat. In Group H, Self-Evident is putting himself in the lead thanks to the victory of week 2 and one game win from week 1. Faubar and Lambay holding the second and third spots with 1 match win and 3 game wins and game losses. Everyone else not coming far behind, just losing by 1 game win. So far, all groups seem to have a somewhat of a clear leader in terms of group standings, whether it was 1 player or 2 players, with Group H being the exception, where all players have 1 match win. Therefore, the biggest changes to the group standings along week 3 will most likely be happening to Group H, where every match win is going to be very significant. And it might very well be that Group H will become the center of the attention this week, exactly for the aforementioned reason. Thanks for watching the recap of week 2 of CCL. We will see you again with more Carcassonne related content. Bye for now.